Today we living on the wild side.
Y'all, look at this. It needs to be fixed. If you read the title, you know there's a twist, but I promise by the end you will have two cute and easy tops, a simple sewing tutorial, a scissors only tutorial. And yes, it is a little bit risque. Hi everyone, I'm Angelina and this is Blueprint DIY, where we remake our clothes to be just as unique as us. I saw this top on TikTok and it was a lady who was saying that she bought this top, she showed it to her daughter, and what she does if she thinks her daughter wants to steal something from her. And I said, I'm going to add a peplum because everybody always talks about I'm always doing crop tops and stuff like that. So let me do something for the people that want the peplum, because you guys ask me that a lot. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, there is a twist to this. All right, let's do it.
All right, so here is our white shirt, and for this one we're going to do the sewing version. The first thing you want to do is figure out how far down you want the gather to be. You can do that either by just taking a tape measure and measuring from like your neck down, or you can actually try on the shirt, which is probably a better option. Go down and see where you want that to be, and you want to mark there. So I'm marking there, and that's where you want the top of the elastic to be. When I saw this project, I screenshot it and then happened to find a piece of elastic that I took out of a waistband years and years ago, and so I was just like, oh yeah, we're definitely doing that project. So this is gonna have a pretty thick elastic. You'll have other options. You can also use t-shirt yarn if you don't have any elastic, and then you need to figure out, you know, how much of a peplum you want. I don't want it to be any longer than 5 inches, and then that'll give us enough for our casing. I am eyeballing this line today. Normally I make it more exact, but today we living on the wild side. All right, so now we're gonna cut the bottom off. We're gonna save this for the casing, and when I say casing, it's just another piece of fabric that goes underneath this area right here in order to hold the elastic. The casing needs to be 2 1/4 inches. We'll do that in a second. The first thing we're going to do is cut off the neck, and you can cut the back like slightly, but I'm gonna do this shirt so that it can be turned to the front or the back, so that means the neck should have a scoop to it. And then we want to cut off a V in the front section, so that means we need to figure out what the middle is. Cut from up at the top down to the middle at an angle like that. Then we're also going to cut the sleeves off. We're going to go from right above the line and cut up to here, right? And this is what we get. Okay, so we need to cut our casing. We said 2 1/4 inches. All right, so the next thing we want to do is go ahead and turn our shirt inside out so that we can add the casing. All right, and then you just kind of want to line it up and pin it down. I think what I'm going to do is sew down the top first, then add the elastic in, just because I have a tube of elastic and it's the exact right width to fit around my waist. I think I'll sew the top and then put it in and then sew the bottom. Okay, instead of doing that first, I am actually going to go ahead and finish all the edges. I'm going to use a twin needle on the bottom hem. These don't necessarily have to be super stretchy. You could do just a straight stitch, or if you do want them to stay stretchy, shallow zigzag stitch. Finish all the edges. All right, so now we can go ahead, switch out our needle to a plain needle, and we'll go ahead and sew this down. I am going to do a shallow zigzag stitch. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on my sewing machine. And here's a quick note, whenever I do seams, I like to start, or like hems or anything like this, I like to start the seam on the side, underneath the arm, whatever, so that I know. One thing, a lot of times when you start and end, it's not the best work, and I want to make sure that that little bit of overlap is hidden. And this is what it looks like on the right side. So you can't even really tell that it's a zigzag stitch. And it gives it a little, not a whole lot, but it allows it to stay stretchy. This part on the top of me, since I am not busty at all, concerns me. So we're gonna see, we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna turn it inside out. Here's the elastic. We're gonna pin it in place in 4 places, the front, the back, and both sides. All right, so now all I have to do is turn this on top and do another shallow zigzag stitch, and we will be donezo.
Make sure that you take the pins and take them out from inside the casing to make sure that they don't get locked in the casing. I thought about that in time. Y'all know that's a mistake that I would make.
All right, so I still have the pin in the back seam, or where the back of the elastic is, so I'm gonna stretch out the rest of it. And I think what I'm going to do is go and put a top stitch on each side. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because this big elastic, it really likes to fold and bunch, especially in the washing machine. I know you've had a pair of pants, the elastic doesn't try to turn or flatten or anything like that. All right, so there we go. That is the top. Cute, cute, cute.
And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a thing. I have all types of tutorials for you. Easy tutorials, no-sew tutorials, all the way up to the most amazing, epic upcycle tutorials. And we also have a series going on where I am sharing with you sewing and upcycling basics. So yes, you don't want to miss that. Hit that subscribe button. And now back to the video.
All right, so let's do the no-sew one real quick. Sliver of soap. We're gonna mark from my shoulder seam. This one I'm just gonna have go right underneath my bust and then have the little frill. Both of these shirts are an extra large, and I typically wear a large when I want to feel comfortable. I'm not into fitted t-shirts these days. We're gonna go ahead and cut off our neck. All right, so this time I'm going to cut from underneath the arm. If we want to cut more, we can cut more later. But for now, that's just what we're gonna cut off. I think I want my peplum to be about 6 inches this time. I can always cut off more later. So we're gonna go ahead and make our t-shirt yarn. We're just gonna cut an inch wide piece of this, and then we're gonna stretch it. And then we're gonna cut off one end. And now we have one long piece of t-shirt yarn. Now we're back to this. We're gonna go ahead and take it and fold out the middle part. Fold the front in half. We're gonna cut from here down to here. And then for this one is slightly different because we are going to cut the center open. Now we essentially have this little kind of vest type thing. What we're gonna do is fold it along the line we marked, make slits 1 inch apart all along the edge. All right, so when you fold it out, you should be able to see the cut. We're gonna go ahead and turn it this way, and we're gonna get our t-shirt yarn, add a safety pin, and we're gonna weave it in and out the holes, making sure not to miss any, using the safety pin as like a needle. You can also do this with a hairpin, like a bobby pin, and you just want to keep going all till you get to all the way to the other side. All right, here's our top. Pull it in however much it needs to be for your body and tie it, and that's it.
All right, so that was pretty simple. Let's see how it turned out. Y'all, look at this. Look, look at this. Look, and the black one not no better. It's just a pile of nothingness. It's not giving what I intended for it to give. It's doing nothing for me. And I can't. I tried to like style it. No, there is no styling. There is no nothing. It needs to be fixed. But before we try to fix it, let me go over my major mistakes so you don't have to make those same mistakes. Number one, I fatally forgot about my body composition. Wearing something long on my very short torso is just not going to work. Having that elastic waistband all the way to the waist, it's not going to work. And then having a peplum go down from there, I don't care if the top was all filled in, it would not look good on me. And I forgot about that. And I don't know how I forgot about that because I talk about it all the time, but I did. I didn't measure. That's mistake number two. And mistake number three, and probably the biggest mistake, is I didn't try it on as I was going along. And if I had tried it on right after I made that first cut, all of this could have been solved. I could have fixed it at the beginning rather than getting it all the way to the end and just having something I'm not happy with. So that's number one. Make sure you try on as you go. Make sure you consider your body composition and make sure you measure. All right, so the question is, how do we fix something when it has gone this bad? When you have gotten to the end or gotten to a place where it's just bad. And I'm not gonna lie and tell you guys that everything is fixable. I think everything is salvageable in that it's still fabric, it's still material. You can just take it and use it as fabric if push comes to shove. But I will try to share with you some steps that you can go about trying to fix your projects that have gone awry. So with this one, the first thing I do is to think back, what was the intent of the project, because it might not turn out exactly the way like the exact intent at the end, but what was the basis? So the thing is that I wanted something with a peplum. I wanted to do something with a peplum for you guys, because you say I do a lot of crop stuff, so I wanted to do something with a peplum. But I have to realize that for me, the best solution is to not have a top that goes below this area. That's just for me. So I'm going to lift it up, as you saw me do right here already. That's a little bit of a better silhouette for me. But now I have all of this extra fabric that I need to do something with. You know, I could just simply make a knot on each side and be done with it if I don't mind a knot. But I think what I like is having like some little pleats up here and take away any of the extra fabric, and then I'll just have this nice slit, which is what I wanted. Now that will make it so that I can't wear it both ways, but I'm okay with that at this point. I did mark on it because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it off with those pins. You can also do safety pins. So probably what I'll do is put in a gathering stitch, which is also pretty much the same as a basting stitch. It just means that all of your settings, your stitch length, stitch width, is on the highest setting. All right, so we have our stitches in. You can see I already pulled the thread to gather this one. Pull the bobbin thread and gently. And if you feel like this other one is gonna pull out, definitely add a pin. Gently, gently. All right, so we finally got the fit. I'm going to go ahead and make a top stitch on top on this gathering, and then I'm just gonna finish the edge and it's gonna be done. All right, so let's try to figure out how we're gonna fix this one. Like you saw me try it on from the front or the back. Either way, the issue for me is still that it's loose here, not quite high enough. But the other thing is that, I mean, it's a decent height, but the other thing is that maybe I will cut some off to make it a little bit shorter. Yeah, I think I will cut some off at the bottom. And then also trying to keep this did not help. Like, it would be better if it was just all open down, you know, to the side. But I still don't want that because I want, you know, it's just going to be open. It's not going to be pulling tight so that it closes, you know. So I think what I'm going to try to do is take another piece of t-shirt yarn and gather the sleeve, the bottom of the sleeve from, you know, side to side. We're going to mark just from one side of my underarm to the other. So from there to the back right here. So now this is going to be a little bit more difficult because we are cutting these little slits on a curve. All right, I think I can still get it to roll over. All right, so we're gonna take the safety pin through and we're just gonna do our thing. And I used to not tell you guys about stuff like this. I would just act like, oh yeah, that was my intention. You know, because it's hard to, I don't know, you come on here and everybody wants to seem professional, like they know what they're doing. Because why listen to a person who doesn't know what they're doing? But I see you guys in the comments, you know, feeling like you failed, and that's not okay. And then I want them outside because I want them to hang down. So I just want little knots to keep it from going inside. That's what we get. All right, so let's see how it actually turned out.
Well, miss, I guess I'll be on my way now. You just give me a...
Beyonce's You Won't Break My Soul should be playing in the background because this is definitely a comeback story. Yeah, I was not going to let these tops break me. At the very least, like I said, if they had just been able to be reused as a fabric for another project, it still would not have caused me, you know, to stop upcycling or anything like that. Caused me major frustration, but we can always come back from that. So I am super excited. Like I said, I just wanted a cute little white top. Sometimes you just want a white top. I am thinking about dyeing it like I did this purple top I'm wearing right now. But yeah, sometimes you just want something cute, something simple, just something to throw on with jeans. These jeans, I did add the embroidery to them as a single line embroidery. I'll link the tutorial in the description box below so you can check that out. And for the last one, which is my favorite, the no-sew is my favorite this week, and I just really like it. It is very flattering on me, especially with these jeans that are kind of cinched in the waist. And right here you see me have it on backwards, or whatever, backwards forwards is just no difference, but I have the back open, and I really think that that's cute. You can also tie it, take those ties that we put underneath the arm and pull them to the back if you having issues with it coming off your shoulders. And then I also figured out a way right here to wear it to the front. And yes, it is a little bit risque, but that was the only way I could do it, because to not tie it, it was just too loose right here, like too loose. So all I did was take the front tie and the back tie from one side and connect it underneath my chest, and then the opposite underneath my chest. It created a crisscross right there. I can't show you how I did it because then I'd be out there, but I'm telling you. So yeah, that's how it was done, if you're interested in that. But I really do like the ties hanging down. You guys know I love ties hanging down. I'm so excited that I kept going. I was thinking about scrapping this project altogether and just figuring out something else to do, but because I am traveling this summer quite a bit, I do not have time. So I thought, like, okay, you know, a lot of people told me, even with the no-sew t-shirts, the scissors only, they told me they tried them and they felt like they failed. And so I just feel like I don't want you guys to feel like you're the only one. And I want you guys to have some skills that may help you to recover from those quote-unquote failures. It's not a failure as long as you keep going and keep trying. And like I say, even if you just reserve it for scrap, you still haven't failed. It's just a piece of scrap. That's it. You keep moving. All right, definitely let me know if you're interested in trying these, which one was your favorite. And I have other videos for you to watch right here. Definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.